Welcome back to Tuesday Toolbox. Today on Tuesday Toolbox, I'm going to answer a question that I get quite a bit. Why are you so expensive? And I'm going to deal with that question from a couple of different standpoints. Three, actually. And the first point I'm going to make is that one of the reasons that we are so expensive is because everything is expensive these days. Today is October the 13th, 2025. The price of gold is up over $120 an ounce today and today alone, which is a little over 3%. Now, does that mean that gold is 3% more expensive than it was on Friday? Or does it mean that the dollar is 3% worth less or is worth less by 3%? And in fact, the dollars that we have today are what we call fiat currency. They're based solely on the full faith and credit of the United States government. They have an actual backing. We used to have a gold standard in this country that was removed completely in 1971. And without getting into the economics of it all, we just suffice it to say that things are getting more expensive across the board because the dollar and every other fiat currency in the world, for that matter, is becoming less valuable. The dollars are worth less than they were last week, last month, last year, last decade, last century. You just don't get as much for your dollar as you used to. And that's across the board. Go to the gas pump, go to the grocery store, look at your utility bill, look at your rent, look at the bills you pay on a daily basis across the board, and everything is more expensive than it used to be. So that's the first reason when people ask me, why are you so expensive? Everything costs more. Materials cost more. Lumber costs more. Windows and doors and electrical wire and heating equipment and plumbing fixtures. All of the things that it takes to build a house or to do a remodeling project cost more than they used to. Labor costs more. We take care of our people. We pay good wages. I talked to a contractor recently and he told my son, actually my son talked to him, he told my son that what he paid his highest paid employee, which actually wasn't an employee, it was a 1099, which means that he is sidestepping the insurance, sidestepping the payroll taxes, he's sidestepping the obligations involved. But nevertheless, that rate which he's paying per hour for his highest paid worker is $10 less than I'm paying my lowest paid worker. So we pay our people well. They do good work. We expect a lot out of them and we compensate them fairly. So that's the first reason. Everything costs more. The second reason, which if we're comparing our prices to another contractor, why our prices might be significantly higher than another contractor, are that the job that I do on your home is not the same job as someone else does on their home. And I'm not singling myself out. I'm just saying that when we do remodeling, the materials, the standard of care, the amount of attention to detail, the amount of craftsmanship, the level of quality of the materials that are used in the project are not necessarily the same from one contractor to another. And so there's a lot of moving parts to a remodeling project. And we often will be including things in our price that another contractor would not be including in their price. The amount of care that we take to protect your floors and to protect the other areas of your home where we're not working, the HEPA air filtration systems that we use, the temporary walls that we put up to keep the work area contained from the rest of your house. So when you're comparing one project to another, you're really not comparing in remodeling apples to apples. And so you have to take the time and do the due diligence to determine what is the level of care that one contractor is going to exercise in doing the project in your home versus someone else. If you're going out to buy a new Toyota, you're going to get the same product regardless of which dealership you go to, but the same is not true of remodeling services. So take the time when you're comparing, if you're considering a remodeling project, take the time to compare the actual products and materials that are being used and the actual amount of care that's being taken in the project from one contractor to another. Which brings up the third reason that we are more expensive. Why are you so expensive? Is because we take the time and the craftsmanship to do an excellent job on your project. We offer a 5-year warranty on all of our work. And so we don't use any products, any techniques, any craftsmanship that will not hold up to our 5-year warranty. As I mentioned before, we take the time to protect the surfaces in your home. We use dust control, HEPA air filtration vacuum systems. We protect the floors. We put up temporary walls. We work very hard to communicate with you who's going to be in your house and when, so that the experience of the remodeling project will go as smoothly and as pain-free as possible. We have several videos here on our YouTube channel that are customers of ours talking about the experience of working with us. So take some time and go watch those videos. Watch what people have to say who have been through a remodeling project with us and used us on their project. Check out our Google reviews and go to our website, seniorremodelingexperts.com, and see what we have to offer. Give us a call. We'd be happy to talk to you, find out what your needs are. We take the time to walk through what it is that is a pain point in your home that you want to change and how we can make it better. We don't just simply slap a Band-Aid on your problem or try to put a square peg in a round. So I hope that clears up a little bit of why we charge what we charge, the quality of care that we take in our remodeling projects. So I hope you will consider Senior Remodeling Experts when you're considering remodeling on your home. I hope you will like and subscribe to our channel, and I hope you will come back and watch more videos. So this is Chris Moore signing off on Tuesday Toolbox until next week. Have a great day.